Hey, shalom everyone, this is Chris Shoemaker, also known as Yehuda ben Shomer, and you're watching the Ponderings of the Perkei Avot. Today we are in chapter 6, verse 7, which reads, "Great is the Torah, for it gives life to its observers in this world and in the world to come, as stated in Proverbs 4:22. For they are life to he who finds them and healing to all his flesh. And as it is said in Proverbs 3:8, it shall be health unto your navel and marrow to your bones. And as it is said in Proverbs 3:18, she is a tree of life to those who hold fast to her, and happy are those who support her. As it says in Proverbs 1:9, Perkei Avot quotes a lot of Proverbs, and that's kind of like what Perkei Avot is a rabbinical version of the Proverbs. For they shall be a garland of grace for your head and a necklace about your neck. And as it says in Proverbs 4:9, she shall give to your head a garland of grace, a crown of glory, she shall grant you. And as it is said in Proverbs 9:11, with me your days shall increase, and your years of life shall be added to you. So remember, as I'm quoting these Proverbs, it's relating the Proverbs and relating the wisdom. The main focus is wisdom, and it's relating the wisdom to the Torah, to the laws of God, to Genesis to Deuteronomy, to the 613 commandments. So Proverbs 9:11 says, with me your days shall increase, and years of your life shall be added to you. And as it is said in Proverbs 3:16, long days in her right hand, and in her left wealth and honor. As it is said in Proverbs 3:2, for long days, years of life, peace shall they add to you. So speaking of the Torah, it says in Deuteronomy 32:47, this is talking about the Torah, for it is not a vain thing for you. The Torah is not a vain thing because it is your life. The Torah is your life. And Yeshua is the living manifestation of the written Torah. So Christians say all the time, Jesus is my all in all. Jesus is my life. Well, what they're really saying is the living Torah is their life. But yet their words don't line up with their life because they've rejected the written Torah, which Yeshua is the living manifestation of. So Deuteronomy 32:47, for it is not a vain thing for you, because it is your life, and through these things you shall prolong your days in the land, whether ye go over the Jordan to possess it. 2 Thessalonians 2:3, let no man deceive you by any means, for except there come a falling away first, and the man of sin is revealed. Okay, so all of a sudden I'm getting into the Antichrist. Who is the man of sin? And what is sin? The man of sin is the man of iniquity, the man of lawlessness. And what is sin? 1 John 3:4 defines what sin is. It says, whoever commits sin transgresses also the Torah, the law. For sin is a transgression of the Torah, is a transgression of the law. So the man of sin, the Antichrist, is going to be against the laws of God, is going to be against the Torah. He's going to be doing totally the opposite of Torah. And so Matthew 7:21-23 says, not everyone who says, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that does the will of my Father. What is the will of the Father? His Torah, his law, his instructions, his commandments. That's his will. When we see movies of servants and kings, they say, oh, your wish is my command, or I'm here to do your will. So what is the will of the king, or what is the wish of the king? It's whatever he commands. So it says, not everyone who says, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that does the will of my Father which is in heaven. So verse 22 says, many will say unto me, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name? Have we not cast out demons in your name done wonderful works? And verse 23, and then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. The Hebrew word for this, I never knew you, is yada, which means I've never been intimate with you. I've never known you on an intimate basis. So depart from me, you workers of iniquity. That word iniquity means lawlessness, Torahlessness, without God's instructions. So now, let me read to you also Matthew chapter 5, verses 17-20. These are the very words of Messiah Yeshua himself. He says, think not that I've come to destroy the law. I've not come to do away with the Torah or the prophets, the Nevi'im. In other words, I've not come away to do away with the Old Testament. I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill. The word fulfill in 17 does not mean to complete as to put an end to something. It does mean to fill it up, bring it in to its full and complete meaning, and able to perform it. In other words, Yeshua came to show us the true meaning of the Torah so we could live it out as he did. Verse 18, for verily or truly or most assuredly I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass away. Hang on a second. I just had to look out my window really quick to see if heaven and earth were still there. They are. So it says, I say unto you, until heaven and earth pass, not one jot. In other words, the jot is the smallest letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is a yud. It looks like a comma. And not one tittle. A tittle is a decorative flare on a letter to make a letter look pretty. So not one jot or one tittle by no means shall pass from the Torah, from the law, till all be fulfilled, or till all be performed correctly and fully. Verse 19, for whosoever shall break, and the Greek word here is to loose or destroy, whoever shall destroy one of the least of the commandments, and according to the rabbis and sages, Deuteronomy 22:6 is the least of all commandments, and it's concerning the disturbance of a bird's nest, and teaches men to do so, go ahead and do it, it's all right. We're not under the law anymore, we're under grace. He shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven, but whoever shall do and teach the Torah, the law, the least of the commandments, shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 20, for I say unto you, except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees. The Pharisees were all about outward appearance, keeping up appearances. They did everything on the outside, but they didn't do it on the inside. It must be done on the inside before it's done on the outside, or it doesn't mean a thing. So righteousness exceeding the law, the scribes and the Pharisees means that, it's not that you don't jump in bed with another woman, but you don't even think about jumping in bed with another woman. It's not that you just show kindness to your neighbor when you hate his guts in your heart, right? So, for I say unto you, except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees, you will in no wise enter the kingdom of heaven. So, Yeshua was very clear that the Torah was still valid, the Torah was still in effect. He didn't come to do away with it. He came to bring it into its full and complete meaning and understanding in order that we may be able to walk it out and live it out correctly because we understand it. And so we know that Yeshua, his disciples, and the apostles after him were all Torah observant and Torah obedient. And if you say, yeah, well, what about the Apostle Paul? I've got a video for that. Go to my YouTube channel, Ray Bash Katan, and go to the Get Back to the First Century playlist and look for the one about the Apostle Paul. Is he a friend or a foe? Was he for Torah or against Torah? He was for Torah, just to put it shortly and to put it bluntly. So, in other words, that's the Perkei Avot for today. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Shalom, Shavua Tov. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the like button as well as the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the notification bell that'll let you know every time I make a new video. And don't forget to share this with a friend. Also, visit our website at abrahamsdescendants.com. Thanks. Shalom.